jam starting. Where'd Jared go? Are we good? 5, I believe. Yes. So we'll go ahead and sign you guys out early tonight. Remember also that with a build day, we're going to do testing this afternoon.
Yes.
And again, we're definitely encouraging you guys to take a break, step away from the projects, game jam this weekend, have some fun with it, and then be prepared to hit the last, essentially, sprint of development on Monday. We are going to do a 3-week sprint, and then we'll do the last 2 weeks as kind of a polish chunk. So this was a 4-week sprint, and we'll lose the week at the very end. Other than that, I think we're ready to go. I'm looking forward to seeing what you're getting done. Any questions? Everybody text anybody that you see who isn't here and tell them I'm going to fail them today if they don't show up.
My entire team is in the UAT lab for this.
That is permissible.
Okay.
If they're not here physically, I mean. All right, I'm good. I'm going to quit talking.
All right, I'm hearing some feedback. Austin, is that your group?
What's that? Are you hearing feedback right now? That may be because, yeah, just mute the computer and it should be fine.
All right.
Or just mute the stream.
There we go. All right, who's first on the list? Come on up. Welcome to UAT Game Studios. Milestone Review and Retrospective, Week 10.
Are we streaming now?
We are.
Hello, I'm Todd Dickinson, project lead for SiegeBots.
Who's the camera?
Is that good? So this past sprint, we've added a lot of bot pieces. We've placed some more placeholder models. We have a placeholder for our float unit. We've added a ram and a plow for more physics-based combat, which is important for our new movement system. We've swapped out some textures for various things, stuff like that. You've seen this building system before, so I'm just going to go right into showing our new movement system. So previously our movement system was based on just updating positions and kind of faking them colliding with each other, things like that. But now everything is physics based, and it kind of just creates a more natural movement system overall. You can see our hover units working for at least one of these 3 bots. That's nice. And it is also weight based, so smaller vehicles will move faster with the same movement systems and things like that. So that's really what we've done for this sprint, is a lot more of bot piece implementation, and we've rewritten our movement system. So thank you.
Alright, adjust this. My name is Austin Roosevelt. I am a designer on Secretaries in Space. I actually have no idea what to say because I was not prepared for this at all. And apparently running viruses. But on our side, there's been a lot of just networking, programming related fixes. God damn it, Jordan. We got our debug panel ready. You can still separate into red team and blue team. It's been a little bit more fixed, and there's a little bit of more of a actual balancing going on. Some textures were added to our map. I don't know where the AI are, or AI, they don't really spawn. been a lot of things that yesterday when we did our build didn't really work, and I don't know how they're going to work now because I don't even know if this is the updated version, which it doesn't seem to be. But it's mostly just, at least stuff that I know. I don't really know much about the programming side, and they're the ones that got most of the build stuff implemented. But on the design aspect, it's mostly just we've been making a lot of paper maps and stuff and trying to make more maps in Unity, even though we need to get this one a lot more fleshed out, adding some art assets. I don't really know what else. I mean, obviously there's more things, but I don't know what, because that's not my I'm not supposed to be up here.
Everyone involved in Secretaries in Space, please raise your hand. Come on down, team. Help them out.
Darren would pretty much just mirror everything that I had said because we were working on the same stuff.
Yeah.
But for the artists,
Design.
So artists, we added the probably the mineshaft tunnels. We've got a few Pete's like straights, T sections, cross sections. We're currently working on the weapons. So instead of just a stick or like a Roblox arm, we can actually have weapons. We're currently modeling those. We're also working on like lanterns, lighting, so we can have places to put light, so we can have ambient lighting and things like that. You want to add anything?
Sure. I guess that's my one prop that made it in, is it? I've been working on props, but obviously not too many of them are in there. Okay. I've been working on them, but all I see is an untextured rock, which I know there is textures for. So, you know, that's a thing. Yeah. I like the terrain, though. That's what we got so far. Darren, you did a lot of this.
Yeah, so I actually went in and white boxed this map, so the newest thing to it is just the textures on it. I also, before I had these tunnels throughout it, but I didn't actually add collision to them till recently, so now I could kind of stand on it, bump into it, and it actually, I'll fly. Oops. I think I clipped through the map, so there was supposed to be a ceiling above this, and I guess I accidentally just went through it, so that's not good. Alright, so where did our build go?
712.
Alright, I'm gonna make that a little smaller so we can see the whole window. But yeah, so the last thing we could show is we have collision on the tunnels. I guess it's a bit wonky, so we could work on that, but
Yeah,
it's basically our build.
still a lot of work to get done.
Anyone else have
Obviously.
anything, or? Alright, thanks.
Okay, hello everybody, I'm Regis Jerry, and I got a lot to cover for this build because there was a lot of stuff that was in the works in the background that finally got done. Let's see if that works. Nope. The first thing that we ended up doing is we have released the actual Egypt map as the full white box. We gamified it just a little bit, so we repurposed the scientist / doctor, and we also added in the ability to aim down your sights, which is nice and fun. So you can actually beat this level now and explore some of the traps. All the traps that are in right now are just movement traps that are constantly going. However, in the future there are going to be more traps that will end up triggering like arrow traps. The floors, instead of dropping, they'll be hidden platforms that will actually rotate down and drop you down to the floor below it. We wanted to go with more Egyptian themed styled traps, and then you'll also be able to use the RC car to get to the top of the pyramid later on. That's mirroring the same style as the mini game that we had released a while back. And then we have the hub world, which is fully white boxed out now. And we have a new helicopter in. This is going to be the helicopter that takes you to and from the mission. So that would be where players would go when they're actually supposed to leave to go to a mission. As well as with that, we have the RC car model. Oop, wrong direction. It's in, but we don't have it in the multiplayer session that I'm going to be showing you. Reason being is that late last night I was trying to get this RC car plugged in, but I messed something up, so I'm going to have to talk with our programmer about just getting it plugged in. And in here, you're going to be able to visit things like shops. There's going to be every theme that's actually in the game for each era. There's going to be a spot where you could see some of the items that are there. There's going to be a spot to showcase the arcane objects. There will be there's an obstacle course in here. It's basically just supposed to be an area where the players would be able to meet up and explore the mechanics without actually being in danger. And then we do have multiplayer in, but for now, the only thing that we really have is... Yeah, the only thing we really have is the RC cars. You see our lovely team is testing out the mechanics of it. And they probably don't know that I'm in there with them, so it's just a little 4-player racetrack that you can enjoy and, you know, learn a little bit more about the RC car. And we wanted to be able to showcase that we are going to be multiplayer while also not creating like a broken set for the multiplayer, because we did notice that there are a lot of bugs with it, and we didn't want to push that up as fast as possible. So this is just our first step in getting the multiplayer fully integrated into the game. And that is about everything that we have at the moment. Currently being worked on is the traps, and the actual set design for the Egypt level should be in relatively soon. Thank you for your time.
Hello everybody, my name is Donald Chepis. I am the lead for Gray Area, and this sprint has been a lot of progress for us, coupled with just as many problems. So as you can see, first thing, we've got our basic UI system in. We're going to be revamping this over the course of the next sprint, but I'm not going to talk too much about that. I'll try avoiding talking about things that we're going to be doing in the next sprint, but no, it's going to be a lot of things. But so we've got the further fleshed out crash site location, so now there's a lot more going on. There's a lot more geometry in this area that's not terrain, so that way I can hide from our blue guys who are patrolling enemies. So if they see me, they will start moving towards me, and if they get too close, they will kill me and reset me back to the checkpoint. And here you can see our soldier model. Again, we were running into some troubles with the animations, but as I go too far out, these are the guys that are guarding the perimeter of the crash site, trying to prevent enemy from coming in and preventing you from coming out. Again, we ran into some trouble with our mocap animations playing well with our model's rig, so we're going to have to be working on that, as well as hooking up our Gray's abilities. But once we'll have that, we'll have our entire gameplay loop in. We also have fleshed out, so because each of our zones, our points of interest, are going to have a cast of characters, and then you're going to be influencing these characters, we actually have all of the back-end data for the... No, I do not want to turn on sticky keys. Come on, mouse. There we go. We have all the back-end information we need for the behavior trees. And so once we implement that, you'll be able to influence the NPCs in different ways, and they won't all respond in the same method. So if you use an influence to make somebody aggressive, they might not immediately start shooting because they have a different default state than some of the other NPCs. We also have a couple of quality of life things. So like right now, you don't see my cursor. When we go out to the UI, it pops in. And that's it for Gray Area. We hope to show you a lot more next spring.
Hello everybody, I'm James Fisher, project lead for Life or Death. Give me a second. So we got a good amount in. I think the team crushed it. We got menus that are fully, oh man, hold on. Hold on 1 second. Okay, got menus that are working with the controller. We got our main hub in. I'm going to go over this a little more, but first I'm going to jump into the arena where we got multiplayer up and running with animations and death and everything like that. A second. Takes a second to load in there, not freezing. So Garrett's out there running around. Once he sees me, we'll get some good old-fashioned stuff in. And we got colliders on these walls. Not camera collision, but give me a second, I'm trash at this. Oh my god, how much life? I think he might be running the Give it a second. I don't know why he's going so hard out here, you know what I'm saying? Shenanigans. I'm like, just go die, you know, but
I'm gonna go outside and knock the controller out of the stands.
yeah. I told him I couldn't even beat the standalone one, you know? Just God, Garrett. Hold on, you know. God, get. Oh man, I'm just getting hit by these colliders all day. Hold on a second, he'll die eventually. God, Garrett. This guy rolling around and whatnot, doing the whole nine. Sorry, this is taking a second.
Do you know where he is?
Yeah, he's right in the comments. If you can tell him just to stand still, help his boy out. You know? He's like chasing me down the whole nine. Thank you. Oh, he's still going hard, dude. Ah, man.
Okay, now go actually help. I did my joke. Well, I was hoping to hear it, but.
He wants to show us all his images.
He definitely did. Hold on, dude. There is some latency issues, but we'll get that all ironed out. I'm trying, dude. I'm trash at this. Oh yeah, he is pumping around. I'm just gonna leave for now, only because I killed this man. I promise you that works though. I'm just gonna Get out of here. Go to the. Okay, here we go. So in our main hub, we've introduced a level builder. As you progress, you can change and put down buildings, rotate them. Oh, this one's fucking huge. You know, for all intents and purposes. The buildings are then instantiated in the world. We also got, once again, our main hub in with some of the art assets from some of our artists right here, like our blacksmith, where you'll be able to purchase new weapons and do things of that nature. And we do have a market, but it's not fully textured. We also were able to get the armor textured and also weight painted with some of our own animations and everything. And that's pretty much it.
Next on the list.
Hello, everyone. Well, prepare to be disappointed then. So hello, everybody. My name is John Cavassi. I'm lead for Dawn of the Dreadnoughts. So this sprint, me and my team, we really wanted to get our building system in. This would allow us to build buildings and do pretty much, do that. So as you can see, we've got our system working. We've got the supply docks, drone bay. I can put that anywhere, just all around the ship. We've also fixed the bug where if we try to instantiate our building, it'll be detached from our cursor. That has been since fixed. So that's pretty much it. So,
Good morning, everybody. My name is Austin Harrington, director for Monster Vault Entertainment and team lead on Communication Meltdown. Give me just a moment to grab our stream, which we should be loaded into right now, but apparently we are not. Last week we live streamed a little bit. Unfortunately, we had some bugs and some errors that we need to get resolved, and so this entire sprint has actually been about bug fixing. And thankfully, we now have a core gameplay loop. I am very excited about this. My team has worked very hard. This is our lobby environment. We've seen it before. Our teleport feature isn't working very well. Sorry, I've got a team member calling right now. Ty, I can see that you guys are just getting in. It's just starting, yeah. Okay, I'll tell you guys when to load it. So as you can see, guys, we're in the lobby. Go ahead and pick up some stuff. Grab a chair or something. We have been cleaning up our grab code. It's not perfect yet. We do have a little lag with it, but it is getting better. I apologize for the Twitch lag. Stream lag is not fun. You can see our old assets. The microwaves were a lot glitchier than... Is anyone going to get a chair? Than the chairs are, although they do look glitchy on the stream. They look really good when you're in the headset, so I'm not sure what's going on there. Let's go ahead and load in, guys. So we're going to have everyone ready up, and then they're going to pop into our reactor environment, and we're going to see what the core gameplay looks like. To remind everybody, this is a game about voice chat. We have one boss character. We have 3 employees. The boss gives instructions to the employees that they have to carry out to avert a catastrophe in this nuclear reactor. There we go. So Michael is our boss. He's the one that we're seeing the perspective of right now. He's waving at the other 3 players that are down with all of the interactive assets that they're going to be using to complete the sequence. Let's go ahead and get right into it if we haven't already. So, Michael is going to look over. There's going to be a screen, a couple screens to his left. They will be showing a numbered sequence, and each number will coincide with a symbol that is related to a button or a lever or a switch or a dial. all kinds of different interactable assets that our team is going to have to use. So let me see if I can get a little audio, see how much of it we can hear.
That's not a finish.
So the way that we have to talk about this game is we have these symbols that are, in many cases, basically impossible to explain. And so a lot of the challenge of this game is trying to understand how to describe a lowercase r next to an uppercase R inside of a circle.
There's a circle
right?
that has like a line with an R.
You can't hear, it's utter chaos in the NT lab right now. You've got a bunch of people talking. We can only hear one of them. And so Michael is looking, Tyler, make sure that Michael looks down at everyone doing their things. There's the screaming.
Okay, it's clear, sorry.
Oh, we got rejected. Not everyone got the sequence correct, and so they're going to try it again.
Gotcha.
As you can see, one of the things we're working on is our progress bar for our level, and so that is the coolant level within the reactor. The coolant level is going to go down. It'll go down more every time a rejected sequence comes through. It'll stop going down as much once you've gotten a sequence that passes. In this case, once they get this, if they get this, this is the only sequence we're running. The levels will be longer. We just didn't want to show a bunch today because it would take a bunch of time.
Yeah, there you go. The third one's footprint, human footprint.
I'll give them a little more time before we assume that they're not gonna finish this fast enough. But
The fourth one is the blue lever to the back. That's not throttle, that's a lever. That's a lever. You got it? Authenticating?
language. Oh, and there we go.
Let's go!
All right, you can see our timer stops. That's the end of this play session. We'll get kicked back to the lobby after that. I did want to show one other thing. This is something that I actually wasn't going to show today, but I was so impressed with my team that I had to shout them out. This is a video of basically what we just showed. I'm not going to show that. We are working on our next environment. This is going to be a steampunk clockwork style thing. We wanted to create our lobby so that it's a place where people could wear monocles and top hats and smoke fine cigars and read fine books. It's that kind of thing, like a library style. And so to start, this is one of Spencer LaFawn's assets. You guys know Spencer. He's kicking ass. Pardon my language. I was so impressed with this asset, I wanted to show it off, and so I'll show off some of the other stuff we're doing for this environment. As you can see, we've got a few minor assets. We've got a bookcase. We have this bird is actually animated. We'll be showing that next sprint. Little coat rack that we're still working on. We did bring on a new artist this semester. We didn't know what we were going to get out of her. Her name is Victoria, and she is fantastic. These are 3 of the books she's working on. She's been doing a lot of 2D work for us. And so we have Henry Porter by K.J. Bowling. We have Fatal Machines. We have the Full Detective Collection. We have a series of books that are based on real books, but we don't want to get copyright infringements. We don't want to mess with anything like that. So we're showing those off. Another asset, we have a pool table. As you guys have seen before, in our lobby environment, we have darts. We want to give people to do. In a multiplayer VR game, there is just this reality that you're going to have low server pop. And so sometimes you're going to sit in a lobby for a little while. We want to give people something to do. So we have darts in our first environment. We've got a pool table in our second environment while people are waiting to load into the reactor. We have a bathroom, an over-engineered bathroom, again, steampunk clockwork style thing, and a vault as well. On one of our walls. We still got a bar going, and we have a bunch of other stuff going in. But I did want to show that. It looks great. We'll have more of this environment done next week, or next sprint. Until then, yes. Yes. Let me pull it up. And I should say, this is actually Jeff Watanabe's assets. Cool, and that's what I've got to show. Thank you so much, guys. We'll see you in 3 weeks.
Another round of applause for everybody. You guys did a great job. And thank you for joining us online. We'll be transitioning this week, so please give your online team members a round of applause as well. Any final words of encouragement, professors? Derek. Yes. Let's go ahead and do that. I want to give you plenty of time to do your sprint planning. This next sprint is absolutely critical for the completion of your project. 13 is your final milestone. 14 is green light this semester. So we're going to meet. We're going to iron out any risk factors that will bring you home or not bring you home. let's see, 2 o'clock sound good for everybody? Does that give you enough time for your sprint planning? We're going to keep it really short. I promise you, about 20 minutes, 30 at the most, yeah, or less, depending on how we do. Please make sure your OPPMs are checked in before that so we don't have to go into any of those details. Sir?
If I have to leave right after this, is that okay?
No, that's not okay. Did you not sleep last night?
Oh, I did.
Okay, come and talk to us after class. Also, Secretaries in Space, let's have a word after class real quick. And I believe we are ready to go.
Yeah, I think all the teams, as you're kind of debriefing for this sprint, obviously debrief what got done, what didn't get done, where you want to go for the next sprint. Also, in general, talk to each other about presentations, what you can do better, what you can do change or make different. So I think that's a good conversation to have with each team as well. Like I'll pick on you guys, for instance. Like you guys gave a VR demo with multiplayer, which was awesome. If you would have had one camera also showing them in the VR helmet, that would add so much more to it, because just looking at the in-game footage, it could be VR, it could not be VR. But if you actually showed like that, like we have right here, right, down in the corner, a camera with showing the real person in the VR, it really drives home your point of what you're trying to do. So always look for little things like that that you could change to make the presentations better.
Thank you.
Fantastic.
But yeah, each team should probably talk to each other about that as well.
Do you want to say a bit about social media push at this point?
I tweeted about all of them, so make sure you retweet. I didn't tag any of your accounts in it because I can never remember what they are. But you should be following me by now. So I don't think if you also, I would say if you want to do one more social media push on the Game Jam for tonight, if you go to Jerry's studio site, he's got a tweet up there that's got the poster. You can just go up there and retweet that, just to give one more push towards that. And obviously, anybody that's around here, talk to him throughout the day, try to get him there. But yeah, I'm good. Let's get the teams together and working.
Just a reminder, those who are enrolled in the classes, you can earn extra credit. So if you missed one of your work sessions, now's the time to make it up. Also, teams, this is a time to really rally and make sure that you're getting over any final functionality issues. And of course, a great art push during this weekend, because everybody's moving into finals after this. So take advantage of the time together. Really do your team building. Final word? Good. All right, go Big Games.
Awesome.